Rejection in a job search is inevitable. It's going to happen, and people often brush it off by saying things like, the more no's you have gets you closer to a yes, which is embedded in sort of an old sales methodology, but it's not always the best way to deal with it. So what I want to talk about is how we can spot it, how we can process it, and ensure that we actually keep that momentum until we get the job offer that we want. I'm Paul Swanwick. I've got 22 years experience in recruitment, and I've made over 1,000 hiring decisions. Let's get into it. A job search is not just a professional process, it's a personal process. And so the rejection that we feel hits us personally, not just professionally. It's natural for us to care because we are putting ourselves out there in a very vulnerable way. We are absolute nobodies and we're trying to catch the attention of people who are going to change the course of our lives. It's a very confronting thing to do. And we have to care because people who say they don't care are psychopaths. So we are going to feel the hit to our self worth. We are going to feel like we're being degraded in some way. And you can be very honest about that. And this is the feedback, by the way, that I've had from not just people trying to find their first job, but people who've got 20 years experience. And for some reason, it takes them 6 months, 12 months to really find a new job. And what it does to them, no matter how experienced they are, is a terrible thing. So rejection will be experienced by a graduate, someone with 10 years, a CFO, a CEO, a head of this, a senior technical that, any job title you can think of. Somebody is going to have experienced rejection that's really challenged them. It's okay to experience it. It's okay to acknowledge it. And therefore, it's okay to talk about it and process it. So, because what we're doing is sending a resume out and a cover letter, maybe, to a online job application, let's say, being rejected for that is not a reflection of us personally because we as a person have not gone to have that conversation with someone, as an example. It's not a reflection of who we are. It's a reflection of what's going on behind the scenes in that process. We just may not be a fit for reasons we don't know, and that's okay. And there could be hundreds of reasons why. Changes internally often happen in hiring processes. People get referred people. People might interview someone and offer them straight away in the first week, and the job closes. There's all sorts of things, but it isn't a personal reflection on who you are and who you've built yourself up to be in this very moment. Where we recognize rejection is not really just the pain. The pain we can process. What rejection often does, and what I've seen, is it changes behavioral patterns during a job search. It's a response thing. So, as an example, someone might get rejected from an interview process. That's a hard one to take. And as a sort of response to that, they'll just go and apply for 100 roles the next day. It doesn't really help. They might withdraw a little bit from the process internally because they don't feel that they've got too much value to offer. They might lower their expectations, which again is a reflection on self-worth and how rejection can hit that. So, we might apply for jobs that are lower in salary. We might apply for a job that's lower than the one that we really wanted, or different, or in our world, we perceive it's easier to get, for example. Or we might just stop searching altogether. These behavioral patterns often kick in after a rejection. So when you notice this is happening, and look, someone else might tell you this before you notice it as well. So you may have to rely on other people's observations of you, where they say, is anything wrong? Is something happening? That's where you have to be mindful to go, oh shit, sorry to swear, this is a rejection and this is what it's coming from. I need to do something about it. Dealing with rejection and processing it is sometimes a difficult thing to do by ourselves. It can be done with other people for sure, with people we trust and family. So if you've got a very close friend a family friend or you're very open with someone who you can trust, it can really help to actually go through an exercise like this with them, but you can do it yourself as well. You've got to ask yourself what went wrong and really approach it from a logical standpoint. Come up with reasons that are logical, not emotional, and get your brain starting to think about the fact that actually there are a lot of things that I can't control that occurred within this particular situation. So if it is a rejection from an application, list the reasons that you think it could be that are logical. If it's a rejection from an interview, again, talk about things like, look, another candidate might have just gelled with them better. I might not have given my absolute best, even though I prepared well. It could have just been one of those things that is unexplainable, and that's okay. Go through this and actually own that fact. The other thing is split the application you and the real you. The application you is just a version of yourself you've put into the world. It's not who you are. And write down something like the application version of you and you on a page. And this sounds really weird, but trust me, it works. And talk about the application you in terms of what happened. And then the real you in terms of what your goals are and what you have become and what you're moving towards. It's like an affirmation reminding yourself who you are. Very simple, but very, very effective. And if you sound skeptical about it, go and research it. And then take some time away. Take half a day, take a day off searching, and go and do something that reminds you of who you are. It could be something you do solo. It could be something you do with people. And you can tell them why you're doing it. Say, look, I've just been rejected from this job. It hurts. I need something to take my mind off it. I need to remember who I am. Can we go and do something? Can we go and hang out and watch this? Come to the movies with me. Let's go and do some activity. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a run. Whatever it might be. Go and do that. And then come back the next day and start again fresh. Remind yourself of your goals and get on with it. Now, I'm not trivializing what rejection does. The point I'm making here is rejection on a granular level, when it happens on a small scale, is easier to deal with than if it compounds over weeks and weeks and months. That's when it becomes, oh shit, I need to get a professional. Dealing with it when it happens, giving yourself time and coming up with a simple process will keep the momentum. It will keep your mind clear. It will keep your mind fresh. And it will always allow you to give the best of you in any interaction during a job search. The other thing rejection can teach us is it can teach us where we can be better. It can give us data to actually improve what we're doing and how we're approaching a job search. You might spot a pattern, and once you've actually processed it, go back to it and look at it with a fresh set of eyes and think, what actually did go wrong here? Because guarantee that once you've processed it and come back and look at it a couple of days later, you will see it very differently. You will see things you haven't seen. And again, you can do this with somebody you trust because they may ask questions of you. So look at what the data is telling you. Is it telling you that you misprepared somehow? Is it telling you that you didn't quite listen correctly? Is it telling you that you maybe applied for the wrong type of job and somehow got through the interview process and it wasn't for you? Was it just one of those things? And can you be a little bit tighter around what it is you apply for? All these questions that you ask of yourself post doing the rejection processing can be very valuable in helping you be more targeted and actually get a lot more out of your job search going forward. In summary, rejection is inevitable. It's not something to be brushed off. It's something that we can process there and then, and it should be processed rather than allowing it to compound into something unmanageable. We got to remember to separate our applicant identity and our personal identity. If we do these things, the outcome will happen. We will maintain momentum, and every interaction we have during our job search will be the best interaction. It will be positive. We'll have the right mindset. We'll be clear, and we'll enjoy it more. If you want to learn more about managing rejection during a job search, the link to Career Hijack is in the comments below.